where the accident was. You still got people donating flowers and like a memorial there and everything else like that. So it's like pretty cool because the torch is the same size as the Statue of Liberty torch in New York. Because as you may know, originally that was supposed to be the original Statue of Liberty, but now in Maryland, that came with a black guy. So most people don't know that, but that was the original Statue of Liberty. And I think they had the actual one in one of the museums. I think it was in the Musée d'Orsay, where they had the real actual Statue of Liberty, but it was a smaller scale size that the French government wanted to give the United States in the 19th century. But they couldn't have that, so.
Okay.
Oh.
Speaking of statue, I want to go see that statue in Senegal.
Oh, okay. I heard about that.
Yeah, a friend of mine, she was over there a couple years ago. Her husband. Oh, it's beautiful.
I gotta go to Africa too. I figured that'd be on my bucket list because I figured I gotta go back at least once in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Gold, yeah. And
Gianna also have a friend that's from there.
okay.
Building a house on the beach. Their beaches are beautiful.
Awesome.
It's it's like #2 beach.
Yeah.
White sand.
Wow. That reminds me
They
of.
don't talk about. They don't put that in the magazines. They talk about that.
Right. They talk about everything else.
Yeah.
So that reminded me of when we went to St. Martin on our first cruise. Those beaches were really nice because you have the Dutch side and the French side. We were on the Dutch side, and food was great. The water was clear. The sand was nice. That was our first cruise. We went on the Oasis. And then the following year we went on the Allure because they're like sister ships. So the ship that we're going on is smaller than those ships. But we wanted to kind of get something a little different. Because I like cruising personally. I mean, yeah, to me, I try not to, the way I look at it, I work, dealing with work. The last thing you want to do is be on a schedule. I mean, granted, there's certain things you will do. They have shows.
So yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I want to stay on the island. I have to go. So I prefer just to fly.
Yeah, right. See, we might do a resort one year too, because that's another thing that we considered.
Yeah,
but
I love the resort. But a lot of folks now, like I know some folks that just go out and they rent homes. Like one of my coworkers, he went over to St. Thomas.
Yeah.
And his friend rented a mansion.
Oh yeah.
And they invited their kids. It was like huge, had enough room for everyone. And so that's what they did. It was like $5,000 a week, but it's nothing. It's a ton of folks. With you granted that his friends actually paid for it.
Right.
So it's like the only thing they could do was come.
St. Thomas was beautiful. We went there like on our first. We went to Nassau, St. Thomas, and then.
Oh, actually, they stayed at St. John's, but St. John's is really nice.
Okay.
They have that. Have you been over to St. John's?
I heard of it.
There's no beach. You have to pay to go, but it's beautiful. Oh my God, it's
You know what was crazy when we went? We were seeing the kids in school, coming and getting out of school, because they have uniforms and stuff like that. And it made me think, well, what if I was born here, or grew up here, or raised here? It's a third world country and all of that, as opposed to being in the United States. What would I be doing for a living? Or would I just be working with tourists, coming in and hustling them? Things like that. Because I've been to Jamaica before we went back 2 years ago. So that was my first time in like over 20 years coming back to Jamaica. But it was the beach was nice, but it wasn't as nice as say St. Martin to me.
Like Jamaica?
Yeah,
like
at least the beach. We went to we were in Montego Bay, like Ocho Rios actually, and outside of Montego Bay. Because I remember when I first went, before I met Mel, I went to Montego Bay, or Mo Bay as they call it.
Yes, right.
Because I went in December, so that was a beautiful time to go. I got me a nice tan, stayed there for several days, probably averaged about 4 hours of sleep. But I was younger then. I was like in my late 20s then. So, so now I'm like when we went this time, we started off at Labadee in Haiti. That's like one of the ships. That's the Royal Caribbean's island, or that's not the island, but that's one of the towns that they basically try to put money in. But you can see they don't put a lot of money into it. Yeah, it was. They didn't put a lot of money into it, in my opinion. They they do enough, and basically the people that live there, it's about the tourist trade basically. So they're selling everything that they can get their hands on that they can sell to you, and the beaches were cool. It wasn't as good as the other beaches because there was a lot of seaweed and stuff like that, or at least we went to the wrong beach or something. And the food that we ate was from the boat because they had like a little canopy where they had where they brought their own food like burgers and stuff like that from the ship, and that was it. And Nassau was really. I'd have to stay at Treasure Island if I go to Nassau again because just going there, it wasn't. It was tripped out, streets and things like that. And we went on a Sunday because we left Saturday afternoon, got there Sunday morning, we got there from like 7 to like maybe 2, and we got off the boat around 9 or 10, stayed out for a while.